The only way for our state to move forward is to reject the Washington way and get things done the Wisconsin way.
This morning, a new candidate has entered the race for governor. His message to voters.
Plus, making sure that your vote counts. The changes after Madison missed nearly 200 absentee ballots.
And it's Giving Tuesday, how to stay safe and avoid scams. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Tuesday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. I hope you're off to a good start this morning. Thank you for joining us. Get some fresh snow out there. Just looks so lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I'll be kind of glad when it kind of just, gets out the way a little bit. Gets out the way.
Your questions earlier, would you rather?
With the snow. If I could turn it off and on.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, got me twisted this morning. All right, let's check in with Savannah Brito. She's got a beautiful look outside this morning. Good morning, Savannah.
Good morning, Chris. Maybe beautiful, I guess, with the snow. Feels and looks like Christmas, but not with the temperatures out there. Notice the flag. It's breezy. So with the freezing fog that we have, visibility issues and windy conditions that could blow snow back on roadways. Definitely seeing reports of slick spots out there and a lot of parking lots that look like this. Not every single area is clear out there, so just take it easy with the snow that we had, additional snow yesterday, and the freezing fog. Again, some slick spots out there. 16 right now. We do have a lot of cloud cover, but we will gradually see some sunshine later in the day, which is good news. Temperatures still below freezing level and below normal. Look for highs in the mid-20s, but we are going to see temperatures rise a little bit more tomorrow. That's ahead of a really big cool down. We'll talk about how cold temperatures are going to get with our alert day conditions that are back in the forecast Wednesday night into Thursday.
All right, Savannah, thank you. New this morning, former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes is running for governor.
Barnes served 2 terms in the Assembly. He also ran alongside Governor Tony Evers, becoming the state's first black lieutenant governor. He left that position to run for U.S. Senate, trying to unseat incumbent Ron Johnson. Barnes lost by 1% of the vote. In his campaign video, Barnes promises to stand up to Washington and make life in Wisconsin more affordable.
So here's the reality check. The only way for our state to move forward is to reject the Washington way and get things done the Wisconsin way. It isn't about left or right. It's not about who can yell the loudest. It's about whether people can afford to live in the state they call home. A state where you can afford your health care, where your kids can learn a skill and stay close to home, where a good day's work earns a good day's pay, and where families can not only get by, but thrive. I'm Mandela Barnes.
The primary is set for August 11th, where he faces half a dozen candidates. The Democrats running are Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, State Representative Francesca Hong, former WEDC CEO Missy Hughes, former State Rep Brett Holsey, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, and State Senator Kelda Royce. The Republican field a little less crowded with Congressman Tom Tiffany and Waukesha County Executive Josh Showman. The general election is November 3rd.
Also this morning, we're tracking a road closure on US 15151 at Beat Road that's in between Mount Horeb and Verona. Dane County Dispatch confirming a semi was on fire. We're not sure if anyone was hurt. We do know that this is not an active fire, but the eastbound lane there will stay closed until they can clear the scene. We'll keep you updated as soon as we know more.
6:03, the Wisconsin Elections Commission has approved the city of Madison's request to adjust its poll book printing schedule for upcoming elections. Under the new order, Madison election officials can now print poll books on the Friday before an election. The commission had previously required the city to print no earlier than the Tuesday before the election. The change comes after the 2024 presidential election, when 193 absentee ballots went unaccounted in Madison. An investigation found multiple errors, including printing poll books 3 weeks before Election Day. Because the books were printed so early, they didn't reflect which voters had returned their absentee ballots.
Printing the poll books later is certainly better. I did think this was the sort of information we were hoping Madison would be able to give us.
Madison must certify compliance with the WEC order by January 1st.
Turning now to an update on controversial boat strikes. The White House now confirming the U.S. hit one of those boats multiple times in September.
This comes after the Washington Post report that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered the crew to be killed. That strike was then carried out by the mission's commander, Admiral Frank Bradley, which some military lawyers believe may have been a war crime. Hegseth says he fully supports Bradley's discussion and has his, quote, 100% support. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill, though, are expected to interview Bradley on Thursday.
Justice Department could issue a new indictment against James Comey as soon as this week. The former FBI director had previously pleaded not guilty to lying to Congress. That case dismissed last week because a judge ruled the prosecutor's appointment was unlawful. Over the weekend, current FBI Director Kash Patel said the department was exploring all of its options. Sources inside the Justice Department say whatever comes next may happen quickly.
The man accused of killing the CEO of United Healthcare is seeking to have some evidence thrown out. Luigi Mangione's lawyers argue his diary entries should be dismissed because they were found during what they call an unlawful search of his backpack without a warrant. Prosecutors, however, say the search was legal. Mangione faces 9 charges in New York and is also involved in a federal death penalty case.
6:05 now. A chairlift in Kewaskum plans to reopen this weekend after a power outage left skiers stuck. Take a look at this. It happened over the weekend. Opening day at Sunburst Ski and Snowboard. It got cut short after 14 riders were stranded mid-air. You see the ski team using a rope here to pull people down one by one. The Kewaskum Fire Department showed up to help speed up the process, which took about an hour.
Everybody stayed pretty calm. I didn't see anyone that was really scared of getting down from it. It worked out pretty good.
Temperature at the time, 25 degrees. Sunburst says skiers and snowboarders weren't too cold, though. Ski Hill's general manager says they have made the necessary replacements and have been testing the ski lift all week.
The city of Beloit now has a new police chief. Shonella Stewart was sworn in last night. She previously served as Patrol, Investigation, and Community Policing Unit Commander in Oak Park, Illinois. Stewart is the first woman to hold the position of chief in Beloit.
On this Giving Tuesday, a warning about protecting your donations to charity.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, brings you that warning.
During the holidays, donors are more vulnerable to charity scams, especially when there's an emotional appeal or urgent request. It's vital to do your research before donating and use a trustworthy resource to verify it's genuinely serving others. DATCAP also warned that pressure tactics are a red flag.
Scammers are going to use high pressure in order to get consumers to provide those donations, provide them quickly in the moment during that phone call, saying now's the time to donate. What we're watching for is scammers who will send emails, text messages, social media posts trying to redirect consumers by clicking a link to a fake website.
A consumer never has to donate in the moment, and if a charity is asking for wire transfer, prepaid gift cards, or cryptocurrency, that needs to be a red flag too. Give.org or charitynavigator.org can help you learn more about a charity. For donor resources and Wisconsin's charity registration database, visit dfi.wi.org.
Michelle Renee, thank you. You can join her every Saturday starting at 5 a.m. and Sunday starting at 6:30 for weekend mornings.
Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County asking you to pay it forward this holiday season. From now until the 25th, the nonprofit's holding a special event every day as part of its campaign. Organizers say all donations help bring warmth, joy, and essential support to more than 1,000 local youth, families, and hardworking community members.
There's years we've given cars to people. There's years where we've given away, one year we gave away a house, another year we renovated a house, another year we do this and we do that. It is an amazing campaign.
Links to shop, donate, or volunteer can be found right now at channel3000.com.
We're all preparing for sub-zero temperatures later this week, and that's especially true for those experiencing homelessness. Madison Street Medicine is just one of the local organizations helping vulnerable populations. They are a local advocacy group that helps with healthcare access and housing. During extreme winter weather days, they do frequent outreach for those who have to sleep outside overnight.
And we do outreach, which we do 4 nights a week. If we see someone who is sleeping outside, we make sure they're aware that there is an emergency shelter. If they want to go to the shelter, we can offer bus passes to get there, or we can give them a ride.
If you or someone you know is facing homelessness, you can find resources right now on our website. That's channel3000.com.
All right, 6:09. We got a nice chilly start to the morning. Not quite as cold as it was yesterday, Savannah.
Yeah, exactly. The difference is we didn't have a wind chill yesterday. We do today, but air temperatures are in the teens. We had air temperatures that were in the single digits across a lot of the area yesterday. We were closer to 0 degrees actually, and today we're waking up to about 15. Our visibility issues right now are because of freezing fogs. We had that yesterday morning. We are waking up with that again. Janesville's at 5 miles. They were under 2 miles. There is some improvement in this, but between the snow we got yesterday and the freezing fog this morning, there could be some slick spots out there. So just allow a little bit of extra time. We will finally see some sunshine later in the day before thicker clouds move back in and another snow chance arrives later tonight. We'll time that out coming up.
Savannah, thank you. Still ahead, the Packers prepare to take on the Bears this weekend at Lambeau Field. Ahead, our Jason Wilde explains how the team is getting some reinforcements for the crucial game.
And some new research on beer bellies, what health experts want men to know.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:13, we're back with your medical news this morning. There was an alarming rise in cases of breast cancer among young women. A study presented at the meeting of the Radiological Society of North America found nearly a quarter of all breast cancer cases now happen in women ages 18 to 49. Researchers are concerned because there are no screening guidelines for women under the age of 40.
There's potentially groundbreaking progress in the fight against HIV. A UC San Francisco study found an experimental immunotherapy treatment helped HIV patients keep the virus under control without long-term antiviral drugs, which is unprecedented. The study's authors say they're closer to developing a therapy that would let HIV patients live without lifelong medications.
Well, having a so-called beer belly is linked to heart damage in men. A new study in Germany found men with high levels of abdominal obesity are at risk for changes in the heart, which add to the risk of heart failure. Researchers stress that middle-aged men should focus more on reducing fat rather than reducing overall weight to lower their risk of heart disease.
The RSV vaccine may have an added benefit. It can help protect kids from asthma. A study in Denmark found that RSV, a common respiratory virus primarily affecting infants, is linked to asthma. But infants who received the RSV vaccine had a lower likelihood of developing asthma. Doctors say this is more evidence that parents should have their children vaccinated.
All right, 6:15, checking in with Savannah. She's telling us just how cold it is out there this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it is pretty cold outside. Yesterday we had single-digit air temperatures, but today we're in the teens. We have wind chills factored in. That wasn't something we had yesterday, though. 16 degrees in Madison, Watertown, and Monroe, 14 in Janesville, 17 in Lone Rock. Pretty much everyone in the mid to upper teens right now. But when you factor in those wind chills, right now we're not seeing many of those reported because our winds have eased some, but a few minutes ago, we did have wind chills that were down to the single digits in Madison. We're still there in Janesville, Monroe, Verona. Those are the few areas that are reporting wind chills this morning. So some of us are down to the single digits. We had a light coating of snow yesterday evening into the overnight hours and some patchy freezing fog that we're dealing with right now. This is a look outside of Platteville. You can really tell pretty foggy outside. Parking lots, sidewalks, back roads could still be a little slick both because of the patchy fog, freezing fog, and then the snow that we had yesterday. So give yourself a little bit of extra time if you're traveling early to mid-morning. Temperatures are going to rise a little bit, 20 at lunchtime and only topping out in the mid-20s. That is below freezing level and well below where we should be, but we'll finally see a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. There's your good news on this Tuesday. That's ahead before more clouds thicken up once we get to tonight, and then after midnight some light snow tracks in again. That's our next system. It'll bring us a little bit of snow, just trace amounts expected, but still enough with the freezing cold temperatures to allow some slick spots again tomorrow morning. I just don't think it's going to be as impactful as what we had even yesterday night into the early morning hours of Tuesday. As we head closer to daybreak, that's when the snow mostly is going to end. I still think we'll see a little bit of light snow or flurries until about 7 to 8 a.m. And then as we get closer to late morning, early afternoon, dry conditions with falling temperatures. So that's the big story too. The bitterly cold air arrives with wind chill values as low as negative 28 degrees everywhere across southern Wisconsin. So we are expecting alert day conditions to return Wednesday night and last until Thursday morning. We have a little bit of a chill, like I said, out there right now, but nothing compared to what we're going to see Wednesday night. As a whole today, expect wind chills to be in place all day, maybe getting up to 15, so wind chills 10 to 15 degrees this afternoon, and then they're really going to fall once we get to Wednesday night. Wednesday night will already have sub-zero chills, but as we wake up Thursday morning, this is a look at how low temperatures with the wind chill factored in could feel like outside. So at least negative 15, if not negative 20 to negative 25. The high Thursday only reaches 13, but we got the 20s to follow that.
After winning 8 of their first 13, it has been a struggle bus for the Bucks. Their last time out, they snapped a 7-game losing skid, and last night against the 2-16 Wizards, they had a chance at back-to-back wins for the first time in over a month. And in the third quarter, it looked like they would do just that. Kevin Porter Jr. connects on the 3-ball, giving Milwaukee a 16-point lead, their biggest of the game. KPJ had a game-high 30. But then things got too interesting. Tied at 115 apiece late in the fourth, and Giannis on a mission gets 3 points the old-fashioned way. But his old teammate Chris Middleton, well, he's the kind of guy that holds a grudge. Bucks up 1, less than a minute left, and Middleton makes them pay. Cash money, as they say, giving the Wiz a lead they would never give back as the Bucks lose a bad one, 129 to 126. Keeping it on the court, DeForest High taking on Sun Prairie East to open the season. The Cardinals trailing early, but Jack Marchese with the putback to keep SPE in the game. But let me tell you what, the Norskis wanted all the smoke. Philip Thornton drains the triple to keep Defo on top, and it would be all Norskis from there on out as DeForest wins their season opener 64-40. That's your morning sports fix. Have a top-notch Tuesday.
Thanks, Andrew. Oh my gosh, so the Packers, they have a crucial matchup in just a few days. The Bears are coming to Titletown as they look to continue to deal with multiple people out with injuries.
News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde tells us about how some crucial Packers reinforcements could help them continue their winning streak.
Good morning, everybody from Lambeau Field. The Packers are on a 3-game winning streak, and there is some help on the way. Not only is wide receiver Jaden Reed poised to return to game action this week, but they also activated 3 more players from injured reserve and the physically unable to perform list. Defensive ends Colin Oliver and Brenton Cox, and running back Marshawn Lloyd. That means each of those players have now opened up their 21-day practice windows and are poised to return at some point this season as well. The Packers' 5-game stretch run begins here at Lambeau Field on Sunday against the rival Chicago Bears. We'll have full coverage of Packers Bears Week on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for the Packers newsletter, which delivers that coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Jason, thank you. And still ahead with winter weather here, we'll play a fun winter edition of Would You Rather.
Coming up later, cold and flu season is here. We'll have what experts say you can do right now to stay healthy.
And before we head to break, let's take a look at gas prices this morning. We'll be right back.
Hey, we're back taking a look at Randall's morning. A beautiful scene here. This is Lake Monona from the Rutledge Street Bridge. We want to thank him for taking such a beautiful photo and sharing it with us. Isn't that nice, ladies?
Yes. It's gorgeous. Doesn't feel nice when you step outside, but you can appreciate the look.
Come on,
right?
you know, just like
exactly.
just enjoy it a little bit when you step out there. You know, wakes you up, invigorates
sure
you.
Sure does wake you up.
Yeah.
It's like a slap in the face.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure
Yeah, bites you back out
like
there.
Like a nice, friendly slap in the face.
Right. At least it's not frozen yet.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
it'll happen soon enough.
Keyword,
yes,
yeah.
brace yourself.
Yeah.
Well, it's still fall, of course, but winter weather is in full force, as you can see out there. So we're playing another round of Would You Rather.
Let's do it.
So we did a round last hour. We're going to do another one this hour. Okay, so first, would you rather always wake up to fresh snow during the winter or never see snow at all in winter?
Fresh snow every day. Are you kidding me?
No, only Christmas.
Never
Christmas,
in winter.
to New Year, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Any
I'm
other
with
time
you.
of the year?
Can't get over this guy.
Yeah.
This guy using the
I want to see
leaf
someone
blower.
do that in person.
That's working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Hey,
exactly.
I give it to you. Yes. Okay. Would you rather only be able to travel by sled or by skis all winter?
Ooh.
If there's snow out, of course.
Skis. Yeah.
It'll be easier to get around. Somebody has to drag the sled
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, skis. These are silly questions, by the way, this morning, just to get your mind going.
Who came up with these?
You know, I just Googled them.
All right, what do you got?
Would you rather shovel your car out of the driveway every day for a month or only be able to leave the house twice a week?
It's shovel. It's a good workout.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, like, if it's a lot, it'd probably I just have to because
it
you don't want
on how much, but yeah, you don't want to be confined to your house for
and only be able to leave
5
twice a
days.
week.
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, would you rather wear a super soft but itchy sweater or a scratchy one that keeps you warm?
Go with the itchy one.
I don't know. the scratchy one.
Maybe sure. Scratchy.
Okay.
We'll be right back with your next chance of snow.
Developing this morning, U.S. officials meeting with Russia's president. What's at stake in the war with Ukraine?
Plus, from colds to COVID and beyond, why experts say now is the time to protect you and your family.
And when the snow falls, he gets to work. We'll show you an incredible winter tradition. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Ann Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning.
Want to get to a quick traffic update, taking a live look at the Beltline, John Nolan Drive here. There is a crash blocking the westbound left lane. Traffic seems to be moving a little bit slow in this direction, so if you're headed that way, be advised. Again, this is the Beltline at John Nolan, so take it easy out there, folks.
Yeah, it'll be rush hour before you know it, so those things can get pretty busy pretty quickly.
Things picking up right about this time. Let's check in with Savannah Brito, see if we have anything else that's going to slow us down this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. The freezing fog, that's the big story, along with the slick spots from yesterday's snow. I want to show this because it's the entire state of Wisconsin. Everyone as of yesterday and continued into today with the freezing cold temperatures waking up to snow. So 100% of the state of Wisconsin is waking up with some snow cover. And because of yesterday's snow and the freezing fog, there are still slick spots. So definitely take it easy this morning. Our next alert days as we look ahead towards the middle of the week is for Wednesday night into Thursday morning because of very cold temperatures, especially when you factor in the wind chill. Those are going to be as low as -20 degrees. The feels like temperatures all across southern Wisconsin. We'll talk about how many days in a row we could see this or when we're going to see some relief underway coming up.
All right, Savannah, thank you. You can track the winter conditions yourself by downloading the free First One Weather app. You can find that in your app store. To our top story this morning, another candidate enters the crowded race for governor. Former Lieutenant Governor and legislator Mandela Barnes announcing his run this morning.
Barnes served a couple of terms in the Assembly. He was also Governor Evers' running mate in 2018. He was the first black lieutenant governor in Wisconsin. He left that position to run for U.S. Senate, trying to unseat incumbent Ron Johnson. Lost by 1%. In his campaign video, Barnes promises to stand up to Washington and make life in Wisconsin more affordable.
The primary is set for August 11th, where he faces half a dozen candidates. The Democrats running are Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, State Representative Francesca Hong, former WEDC CEO Missy Hughes, former State Rep Brett Holsey, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, and State Senator Kelda Royce. The Republican field a little less crowded with Congressman Tom Tiffany and Waukesha County Executive Josh Schoeman. The general election is November 3rd.
Also new this morning, Monona City Council approving the use of this type of grappler device for police pursuits. The tool deploys a net to stop vehicles by entangling their tires, costing about $5,000 to $6,000. Funding is going to come from asset forfeiture or the equipment budget. Officers will undergo some training now to fund the department's training budget before it's deployed.
And also this morning, we're tracking a road closure on US 18-151 at Beat Road. That's in between Mount Horeb and Verona. Dane County Dispatch confirms a semi was on fire. At this time, we are unsure of any injuries, and it's not active, but the eastbound lane there will remain closed until they can clear it. Of course, we'll keep you updated here on the air and online at channel3000.com. Turning now to the war in Ukraine. This morning, U.S. and Russian officials are preparing for a high-stakes meeting in Moscow.
U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff and President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, are set to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin today. The meeting comes days after Ukrainian officials held talks in Florida with the U.S. Ukraine agreed to a U.S.-backed peace proposal last month that would require Ukraine to give up nearly a fifth of its land to Russia.
Russia's defense ministry says its troops have captured a major Ukrainian city in the Donetsk region. The city sits along the front lines and is part of the so-called fortress belt. Ukraine has not yet commented on the claim, but while visiting France, President Zelensky said Ukrainian forces are still fighting in the area.
One of the Slender Men attackers may be returning to a Winnebago mental health facility where she spent most of her young adult life. Morgan Geyser recently escaped her Madison group home after cutting off her ankle monitor. Police arrested her in Posen, Illinois, outside a gas station. Geyser has been found not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect in the 2014 stabbing of her classmate. She was sentenced to 40 years at the mental health institution, and earlier this year granted a conditional release. Now her attorney is asking for her to return to the facility.
I'd leave it to the doctors to reevaluate her and offer their professional opinions about, does the act of cutting off one's bracelet in and of itself make a person more dangerous.
Her next court appearance is scheduled for December 22nd.
In more local news, fighting fires with soybeans may sound unlikely, but Wisconsin researchers have turned the crop into a firefighting foam. Although the challenge is soy foam is still expensive. One of the developers at Cross Plains Solutions is now pushing for Senate Bill 474, which would let the product qualify for DNR grants to help fight forest fires. Supporters say the change could help phase out foams that contain PFAS, known as forever chemicals.
The firefighters today have a 72% increase of getting cancer than you and I. And again, it's because of the chemistry that they're exposed to.
Soy foam uses soy meal to create a blanket of foam that sticks to fuel and lets water soak in. Unlike traditional foams, it biodegrades in just 18 days. 20 fire departments across Wisconsin are already using it.
Now to the Bucks. Giannis back on the court last night after a sit with a groin injury. Team's looking for their first back-to-back wins in over a month. Milwaukee facing the 2-16 Wizards in Washington. Third quarter, Bucks with a 13-point lead. Kevin Porter Jr. nails a three for a game-high 30 points for him. Then things got pretty interesting, all tied up at 1:15 late in the fourth. Giannis with the ball, driving, fouled, and he gets it to go. 3 points the old-fashioned way there. Fourth quarter now, less than a minute left. Bucks up one. Former Buck Chris Middleton wide open at the top of the key. Puts Washington in front, and they would not look back. Bucks blow a big lead and lose 129-126. Bucks host the Pistons tomorrow.
'Tis the season for coughs, sniffles, and sneezes. Fall brings a variety of upper respiratory illnesses, including colds, flu, RSV, and more. Health experts say now is the time to protect yourself from these illnesses before the holidays. Dr. Rupa Shah, SSM Health family medicine physician and wellness coach, says common upper respiratory infections bring congestion and runny nose. However, she says more serious viruses like flu, RSV, and COVID cause fever, muscle aches, sore throat, and fatigue. Dr. Shah recommends getting tested early if you have symptoms because treatments work best when started quickly.
A lot of times a supportive treatment is what we're going to recommend. Rest, plenty of fluids, Tylenol, ibuprofen for fever, muscle achings, and those types of things. And I think anyone who's at high risk for having serious complications or flu, COVID, and even I'll throw RSV into that, should be getting those vaccines because it really can avoid those hospitalizations.
Dr. Shah says anyone 6 months and older can get the flu vaccine and also says the COVID vaccine is widely available. Dr. Shah says both vaccines take about 2 weeks to become effective, making now the time to get protected before holiday gatherings.
Today, the mighty Wolverine is set to trade in his claws for an ice cream scoop. Hugh Jackman is going to be dishing up some cold treats at Cops Frozen Custard in Greenfield. Jackman's promoting his new movie, Song Sung Blue, which opens Christmas Day. Customers will also get to try Cops' special blueberry custard flavor. The first 500 will get a free scoop. Starts at 1:30 this afternoon.
And check this out. Every time it snows, one Stevens Point man turns his front yard into a winter art gallery. With snow here, Jeff Chaubert is ready to show off his creativity. Each winter, he carves around 100 snow sculptures outside his home. He starts small, 2 kids on a bench or a simple snowman. But as the snow gets heavier, his sculptures get bigger.
Every one is my favorite one that I make. This is my favorite now. But right here, I made this huge gate. It had like 14 sculptures in it. It was lions and Greek statues.
He says he usually lets ideas come naturally, but he already has plans for the next few months, including creating art for local bands.
Very cool. It's right on Clark Street. If you ever drive through Stevens Point, I had a house 4 blocks away from Jeff's house.
Wow.
He's got a tiny little yard, but he gets a lot of traffic that goes out in front because Clark Street's one of the main drags through town. Very cool. I love stories like that. It's what makes local communities special, right? Everybody's got, every town's got their special little something. Some person in town are like, oh, so-and-so's up to it again. Look what they got out in their yard. I'd love to see it.
And it seems like it lights him up too. So I'll say you love to see it.
Yeah, better than just shoveling. Do something else with your snow too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got plenty of it out there.
Yeah, we sure do. A lot of us got anywhere between 9 and 11 inches. Some of us even had 12 to 13 inches. That was, of course, both days combined. We had additional snow yesterday that is creating some slick spots out there, and with some patchy, possible freezing fog that's going to linger through mid-morning, definitely seeing slick spots reported and some accidents. So just be mindful of that. Allow a little bit of extra time and reduce speed this morning. We're at 16, lots of cloud cover. We will have some sunshine later in the day, though. That's ahead of more snow that's going to move in tonight. We're not expecting much out of this, trace amounts, but still enough with our really cold temperatures that continue to stay below freezing level for continued slick spots again tomorrow morning. We'll time out the snow that's going to move in tonight and also the latest on our alert day for Wednesday night into Thursday morning.
Sounds good, Savannah. Coming up, cutting a different career path. I'm looking into how a local school district is preparing teenagers to enter the trades.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
These days, about 1 in 4 Americans say a 4-year college degree is worth it if you have to take out a loan. It's led to more students looking to other career pathways, such as the trades, which need them now more than ever. Sydney Kaysen is figuring out if she has what it takes to cut it in construction. The Wanakee senior is a carpentry apprentice, splitting her time between the classroom and the job site.
Really wanted to use my hands and see what I'm building instead of sitting in an office for 8 hours every day.
Sydney was already taking construction classes. Then she joined the school's youth apprenticeship program.
I struggled figuring out what I actually wanted to do with my life and see where I was going to go. I didn't know what I was going to go to college for.
Wanakee's apprenticeship program is growing. This year, they placed their most students ever with local employers.
It is definitely growing. There's an interest from families and students who see value in a work environment like this.
McGlynn says they have 13 students currently enrolled in the school's construction pathways, learning carpentry, electrical, and plumbing skills.
I'm the person who will sit across from them and ask them what they want. Stop thinking about what your parents might want. Stop thinking about what everybody says you should do and think about what your dreams are and what you want to do with your life.
For Sydney, the on-the-job training is crucial.
I've definitely learned a lot of skills that are going to be very useful throughout my life.
Every day on the job site is like a building block for Sydney's future, but she's also helping rebuild an industry that needs her. To keep up with demand, Associated Builders and Contractors estimates the construction industry needs to attract more than 400,000 new workers.
The industry is aging, so in order to replace all of those people that have earned their retirement and deserve that, we're going to have to replace them with new workers.
Part of their pitch is the pay. The average starting apprentice wage in Dane County is about $18.50 an hour. After completing a 3 to 5 year program, it's more than $43 an hour.
Really, the sky's the limit for people coming into the construction industry. Great wages, no debt coming out of the apprenticeship program.
Employers like Vogel Construction know what's at stake.
When you're short of craft workers and skilled trades, it's hard to get jobs complete on time. It's just the nature of it.
As for Sydney,
I think right now it's just setting me up for knowing exactly what I want to do and where I want to go.
The job site isn't just work, it's a glimpse of the future she's building for herself. You or someone you know interested in pursuing a career in the trades, here's what you can do. First, you want to identify a trade that you're interested in, like carpentry, plumbing, electrical, or HVAC. Second, make sure you meet the minimum requirements. Most apprenticeships require a high school diploma or equivalent. Third, find a sponsor or employer apply for an apprenticeship through a contractor, union, or a training committee. All right, let's check in with Savannah Brito now. She's got your first one forecast. Hi there.
Good morning, guys. We're tracking some freezing fog again this morning. That's possible out there. And with yesterday's additional minimal snow accumulations we had, definitely seeing reports of slick spots out there. Waukesha, Milwaukee, Janesville down to 5 miles. You can see the contour with the fog is more prominent to our southeast and across northern Illinois, but we still have some lower visibilities to our west as well. Platteville's down to 7 miles, Boscobel 8, Viroqua 5. With that and the slick spots, just allow a little bit of extra time. This is something you'll see on sidewalks and in parking lots. Not everywhere was being able to be cleared since the Thanksgiving weekend storm because cars have been parked there for a couple of days. Different cars move into those lots, so we're probably still seeing slick spots, especially in those areas. You see one plow out there on the roadways, a lot of those being salted on the back roads too. So just allow a bit of extra time with the more likely than not slick areas still out there, especially with our cold temperatures. We're only at 16 right now, so everything that continues to get put down is the snow that's in the forecast again tonight, leading to additional slick spots. It's likely again tomorrow morning. Temperatures are going to see little movement through the mid to late morning hours. We'll have a temperature of about 20 degrees with, a little bit of sunshine finally that's going to return to our forecast this afternoon. Wind chills will be in place all day long, and then clouds thicken right back up as we get into the early nighttime hours. This is after midnight. Some light snow is going to move back in. We're not going to see a lot of additional accumulation, just trace amounts, but again, with the freezing cold temperatures, that's enough for some slick spots out there again tomorrow morning. So be mindful of that. Plan ahead, allow a bit of extra time. And then after that is the really cold air that's going to settle back in. Wind chills could be as low as -20 for pretty much everyone across southern Wisconsin Wednesday night, but really hitting at that Thursday morning, what we're going to wake up to, not great temperatures. The air temperature, those are going to actually get down to sub-zero levels, but when you factor in the wind chill, this is exactly how cold we could get. -15 to even -20. A couple spots could fall even colder than that though. After that, we'll finally start to see some warmer air, but not for the day on Thursday. The afternoon, we'll only see a high of 13. But then we've got the 20s that are going to return for the weekend with another system that could bring us a little bit more of additional snowfall Friday, Saturday, and then into Sunday before maybe a bigger system early to midweek next week. But not a single day where we're going to be above freezing levels still over the next 10 days.
All right, so bundle up out there.
Yes.
Savannah, thank you. In your consumer news this morning, if you don't have a real ID, you will soon need to pay $45 to fly. The new policy is set to take effect in February and covers a specialized screening fee. An alternative ID will be available, but only for a 10-day travel period. If you want to avoid the fee, you can still use your passport for flights. This comes as the TSA reports Sunday was its busiest travel day ever, screening 3.1 million passengers.
Hershey's is getting on the Dubai chocolate craze. They've got a limited edition chocolate bar coming out this week. They've got 10,000 of them available exclusively at a couple of spots. It features a creamy guacamole inside.
Not quite.
It's a creamy pistachio and a crispy Cadaif and classic Hershey's milk chocolate. $9 available on GoPuff, which does deliver locally, and at Hershey's Chocolate World in Times Square. What do you think?
I have tried a version of the Dubai chocolate. I didn't pay for it. It was somebody already had given it to me, but it was pretty good. And I feel like this mixed with Hershey's chocolate, like it could be really good. But I didn't find anything special about it per se. It didn't make me say, I need more of that.
$9 chocolate bar though.
Yeah.
It better knock my socks off.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll sell out just because people are curious. But yeah, like the version I had, it didn't wow me per se.
All right.
So there we go.
There you go.
So yeah, that's available on December 4th, 9 a.m. There we go. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, why you may be paying less at the pump.
We have a couple of birthdays to celebrate today. We want to wish a happy birthday to Rexton, who's 3 today, and to Colt. Happy birthdays. Hope you have great days. We're back with the sprint next. 6:54, time for the morning sprint.
New this morning, former Lieutenant Governor and legislator Mandela Barnes announcing his run for governor. Barnes served on the state assembly before running for Lieutenant Governor in 2018. He left that position to run for the U.S. Senate, trying to unseat incumbent Ron Johnson, and lost by just 1% of the vote. He enters a crowded Democratic primary set for August 11th.
Tracking a road closure on Highway 18-151 at Beat Road. It's right in between Mount Horeb and Verona. Dane County Dispatch says there was a semi on fire there. They're trying to clear that scene. We are not sure if anyone was hurt. We'll have updates on this closure throughout CBS Mornings.
And we're keeping an eye on a crash over on the Beltline. Take a look here. This is a live look at the westbound lane right after the exit to John Nolan Drive. WISC-TV reports a crash is blocking the westbound left lane. As mentioned, not looking too bad this morning. Traffic seems to be flowing here, but be cautious if you are driving this way.
Drivers getting some relief at the pump this holiday season. Gas Buddy, a gas pricing app, says that the average price of a gallon of gas dropped to $2.95. That's the lowest in more than 4 years. Analysts attribute the lower price to lower crude oil prices and softer demand.
Today, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin to discuss ending Russia's war with Ukraine. Concerns are rising in Ukraine and Europe about a potential peace deal that might let Russia retain invaded territories, possibly paving the way for future conflicts.
We did have some additional snow, just trace amounts yesterday, but with that and the freezing fog, there is still several slick spots being reported out there. Be mindful of that. We are going to see another band of snow move in tonight into early Wednesday morning. So tomorrow morning again could have some slick spots, and then Wednesday night into Thursday, really cold temperatures. Our wind chills could be as low as -20. So that's why we have the alert day that's expected Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So not ideal temperatures, but everyone's going to want to spend as much time inside it if they can indoors.
Yes, the dangerous cold. Watch out for one another.
Yes.
All right.
CBS Mornings is next.
Have a great day.